Hey everyone, it's your girl Maddie here, aka Beavermosh, and today I'm talking to you about the new Selenoplexia record, Exalt and Despair, a Chicago, Illinois based band. And on this debut full length, Selenoplexia plays a fresh and truly their own take on blackened death metal. And it's a take that caught my attention right away. And they just bring with them this dark and gripping sound. It really hones in on that black metal grimness, but has that huff and gruff of a death metal record. And it's all performed in this rather emotive manner. And then the record's just put together well. It goes through different turns. It's all surprising, but also feels very logical. Just a really well directed experience in that way. Bowels of the Earth gives us these muscular, choppy death metal riffs, and it's combined with this jagged growl from the vocalist. With all of this punch, however, there is still this chilling black metal melodicism, and the way that those that interact with each other, it all creates this very interesting texture. The band plays with tempo really well. There'll be times where they'll seem to slow things down on like a dime, resulting in this dirty, brutal death metal sensation. Now, when the drums do the thing where they flicker in and out, in partnership with the smoky walls that the guitars bring, it all results in this hallucinatory atmosphere, especially as these twisting arpeggios begin to ring out. Lay Waste Our Problems is kind of sludgy. It all rolls in these weird syncopated patterns. It's all quite zany and psychedelic. And I even love some of these more open, hazy passages. It's all so effortlessly dark and occultic. It even gets kind of techie at one point, and it all still works with all of the blackened elements. This is anything but a cookie cutter record. It's full of surprises. Even at one point, there's this series of riffs that feels thrashy, only to immediately slow down to this snail's pace slam riff. It's all very wild. A Gilded Rope has some of these nice spiraling tremolo riffs with a really great buzzsaw tone mixed with these militant forward moving drum patterns. With that combination, the vocals are so raw and vicious. A huge part as to why this record feels so frightening and full of despair. The band seems to use melody in a very minimalist sense. It's there to accentuate a mood, and it's really there just enough to lure you back into the brash wall of riffs. Visions of Hell just erupts into this barrage of icy guitars and ferocious drums. It's breathtaking. It's as if you are watching this demonic cavalcade rush into battle, and this is the epic soundtrack. But with the title, Visions of Hell, you are rooting for the evil guys. They are defending hell, and you are on hell's team. Congratulations. It's violent, it's heavy, and it's enraged. And there's no shortage of riffs. But with that, there is a lot of space to breathe. It's almost doomy in that quality. but that just allows the fine details here to be amplified even more. It's a very unique color palette that Selenoplexia is using on this album. The Albatross Hangs, though, moves the record in more of this somber and meditative direction, with these morose leads and shrieked, almost DSBM ready vocals, and the guitar has this nice echo and reverb that helps create this buzzing fog that hovers over everything. There are these thick, hammering, dissonant chords that feel very traditional black metal, but with that said, this is a blackened death metal record that feels free to experiment at times with its different riffing patterns and turns and different layerings. It's explorative in that sense. Void Palace is this long concluding track at 10 minutes long, the big finale, if you'd want to say. And it starts with these sputtering, palm-muted riffs and these vocals that feel hushed and distant. It's all rather ominous, like something's creeping in. And the track seems to gradually build in density and complexity, new details constantly coming into the fold as the track progresses. And it gets discernibly weird, I should say, but in the most interesting and focused way. I'm always like, oh, what a strange choice here, and I love it for that. There are these angular, flickering guitar riffs that flow out in these mathy patterns that are so heavy and brutal, but also oddly mesmerizing. It's a very interesting effect that creates. The track eventually fades into this meditative, pastoral, and just straight up hypnotic ambient section. And it's so beautiful. It's gorgeous. Before somehow morphing into the most fiery, crushing, devastating riff to end the record on. A+ there, honestly. The riffs are gigantic. They're devastating. The vocals are just so intense and maddening, and the writing is just here. This is a record that I think will appeal to a wide variety of metalheads. Maybe you're not that into black metal, but there's enough death here to drag you in, and vice versa. So please, check this one out. I think you're really gonna dig it. And hey, those are my thoughts. If you like this video, like my reviews, hit that like button. It would mean the world to me if you would consider subscribing, leave a comment. I love getting to engage with those. I have a Twitter you can follow. Link to that is in the bio of this YouTube channel. Hey, I have a Patreon now. Thank you to those who already support me on Patreon. If you want to support the show in that way, no pressure, but it would mean a lot. It would help keep this more sustainable. And hey, you watching right there, keep it metal. My name is Maddie, aka Beaver Mosh, and I am signing off.